Doodly diddly YouTube, it's me, I'm back, and you have it right. This is an unboxing video, but, oh, my t-shirt doesn't have Transformers or G.I. Joe on it. Do you know who this is? That's right, today, for an unboxing, we have Voltron. Now, in the body of this video, I will post a link to my previous Voltron unboxing. There's one other video which unboxed the vehicle Voltron toy I got a while back. I think it's from a couple Christmases ago, which that Voltron was Defender of the Near Universe. So in that cartoon, a lot of it centered around Earth and the outlying planets and how Voltron defended all the evil schemes that went on in that region of space. However, this Voltron, the Lion Voltron, is Defender of the Far Universe. Now, if you don't know what Voltron is, basically it was a cartoon that debuted here in North America in 1984. It was adapted from a previously existing cartoon that I think was Japanese, and they just basically wrote new stories and obviously did English language for the North American audience. So the story of Voltron is it used to be a large sentient robot that would protect the far regions of space. Now, during an attack from Planet Doom many years ago, the evil witch Hagar put a curse on the Voltron robot that basically split it into 5 different parts. That's when the Voltron robot stopped being its own sentient being and was divided into these 5 lions that would come together to form Voltron, but ultimately needed to be partnered with and piloted by humans. So Voltron, after this battle, wasn't heard from for quite some time. It seemed like the robot was lost to time. Now, when Planet Doom started messing with Planet Eris again, Planet Eris is where Voltron is based out of, and is led by a monarchy. The main character from which we see in this cartoon is Princess Allura. When Planet Doom starts messing with Eris again, Voltron is called upon again to defend the planet from Planet Doom. But where is Voltron? Well, circumstances come about where 5 young people are brought to Planet Eris and just so happen to form a bond with these lions and are able to pilot Voltron and defend Planet Eris. Now, these 5 pilots are Keith, Lance, Sven, Pidge, and Hunk, but Sven eventually leaves Voltron, and Princess Allura replaces him in the Blue Lion. So basically the cartoon is just Voltron and its pilots defending Planet Eris against Planet Doom and King Zarkon and Prince Lodor and Hagar the Witch, and against all the evil schemes they concoct to try and destroy Eris. Usually it comes in the form of a Robeast. A Robeast is a monster that the evil witch Hagar basically imbues with these powers and makes it this huge multi-story towering beast. Voltron is always squaring off against these monsters and engaging its blazing sword and all of Voltron's special gadgets to repel these attacks. Oftentimes, they usually start the fight in their individual lines and try and win the battle that way, and only form Voltron once the action gets a little too intense and they need a little extra something to win the battle. Now, what I'm going to do right now is play for you the opening sequence from the Lion Voltron show, just so you can get a sense of the vibe of the show and how the lions and the pilots and everything looked and sounded. So let it roll. So there you got to see the little the voiceover from Optimus Prime, I do believe it is, reading those lines at the opening credits of Voltron, and you got to see kind of how it looked, how it flowed. Voltron, some cartoons do a very good job of setting a mood, setting a tone, and others don't. Voltron, as a kid, and still watching it all these years later, something about that cartoon really, it takes you to a different place. It's the sound and sometimes the lack of sound. The music during the action sequences can get kind of intense and stuff. They really did a good job of drawing you into that show, and different aspects of each episode. You'd be going up and down and all over the place with all the different mood changes and whatnot. It was I remember watching Voltron as a kid every morning before school. My mom would make me breakfast, and I'd be sitting in our little family room with the old TV. You had to bang on the side to get the lines from stopping to go. It was always something I looked forward to every morning. That was always my highlight before going to school. And then, of course, getting home, I'd watch Transformers and G.I. Joe. That was the end of the day highlight. Just had to go to that pesky school thing in between. But yeah, so very good memories of Voltron. I've always wanted a Lion Voltron toy to add to my shelf. The one you see in the link that I posted, the vehicle Voltron toy I had, it was a pretty good value and a pretty good size and a pretty good quality. I was really happy with it. Now, when I went to look for Lion Voltron, I've always wanted a more die-cast heavy-duty one in my possession, but I never really had the opportunity. I do have some Lion Voltrons. I have this one here, which is Lego, which is amazing in its own right. It is so heavy. It could be a legitimate murder weapon. And I also have the original plastic Voltron from the 80s that I got when I was a kid. There was two versions. There was the plastic one that came with pilots you could actually put inside the Lions. And there was also a die-cast version that you couldn't do that with, but it was more heavy duty and stuff. So, but it was also a lot more money. So I had the plastic one, and I've always wanted a more heavy duty one to add to my collection. So this one is going to be very small. As you can see, the box isn't that big, but at least it's a more die-cast, more toy-like Voltron instead of just the Lego or whatever. And there were like 3 or 4 different Voltron options, but the ones that were bigger and more heavy duty were so expensive that I couldn't justify it. I had to go with this one being the smallest, least expensive option. But I can't wait to get him out of the box. That's what we're going to do next. I want to see if the Lions come apart, if they can be articulated, because I just don't know. I don't know what's in here. I don't know if they're separate, if they're in robot mode, full Voltron mode. Let's dig in and get all these questions answered, shall we? Okay, so Microcosmos Elvis. So we've got Elvis. He's in the building. Oh, so yeah, so he is pretty small. But he does look pretty sweet. Okay, it comes with this little paper chart here. Just kind of goes through the various transformations. Getting him done between Lion mode and Voltron mode. There's the spitting discs of doom. There's the blazing sword. And here are some accoutrements. Weapons and such, I do believe. Doesn't really mention them on the paper here. But yeah, here he is. They just come out like that. Pretty simple. Okay, don't really know how to get him out. Okay, there we go. Just slides out the back like that, I don't think. Yeah, okay. Got him! Lance. So there they are, the lions. We'll see if we can transform them. I don't think there's much to these guys. Like, basically, it's just... It does seem to be able to... It's kind of... They can articulate it. I think that's more for the foot joint than anything once he becomes Voltron, but... Rawr. Meh. Yeah, so there's the yellow lion. That's piloted by Hunk. This is the blue lion, the other foot of Voltron. This one was the one originally piloted by Sven, but was taken over by Princess Allura. Blue boy. You're my boy, Blue. Okay. Pops up. There we go. I never really had a favorite Voltron character. Like, I kind of like them all. Not like other cartoons where I had definite favorite characters. This one was a little more, I don't know. A little more up in the air on that show. They're all pretty even type of characters, you know? Yoink. green lion was Pidge. He was kind of like a little nerdy guy. I did like Pidge and Hunk a lot. They had a funny relationship. And of course, Princess Allura was super hot. So obviously I was a fan of hers. Meh. And before you say, well, she was a cartoon, cartoons can be hot. Don't even pretend that they can't. Meh. There's Pidgey and the green lion. And the black lion. This one might be a little trickier. Oh shit. That kind of popped out. Eee. Oh, there it is. There we go. How the hell does this work? I'm gonna take my glasses off for this one. Oh, these things are weapons that go on the black lion's back. Back legs. Back legs basically just fold down like that. And there's the black lion. There they are, the 5 lions of the Voltron Force. Beautiful. And there he is, mini Voltron. Not too shabby for the size of him. I was kind of impressed. There is some metal in there, but it's a majority plastic. But still a pretty solid construction for something that was relatively inexpensive and also quite intricate. So there were a couple of things I wasn't happy about. The legs of the lions are held on by these ball joints, and the red lion, one of his front legs falls off every so often. It's on there fairly tight, but I can't seem to get it back onto that ball joint fully so that it's not going to fall off again. So I was a little disappointed with that. But overall, this is a pretty well designed and made toy. Um, Lots of what I noticed for something so small, lots of very good paint detail and fine detail like on the eyes and where the whiskers and everything. It really does a good job of those fine details. Also, the kind of articulation in the feet that you can have, and in spinning the waist and the arms and the mouths open. So they did all the little things right. And even in some of the joints here, like you can even flex the shoulder out a little bit. It's got some movement there to help for posability and that kind of stuff. And same thing when you have them in lion mode, when the legs come out, it's not just straight up and down, it's attached into the side. It pops out a little bit so you can move the whole hip joints in and out. So for the size and cost of this figure, I'm very pleasantly surprised. Just a kind of minor little problems I had with it, but overall, 90-10 on the side of good. So very happy I got this. Very happy. I'm going to add them to the shelf beside the Vehicle Voltron toy. If I ever get a chance to upgrade this and get a bigger, more heavy-duty Voltron, I'll definitely do it. But like I said, the cost on the bigger versions was just way too much. So if I ever come into like a sale or a lucky kind of offer, I'll definitely go for it. But for now, this is the Lion Voltron we're going with, and yeah, color me happy. Meow.